Peace, my friends. What is happening? Hope you're having a beautiful day today. It's Ben back with another yoga practice. Today we'll be building some strength in the legs and then taking that strength into creating some openness across the body. Let's go ahead and start in a tabletop position. And as you get to your tabletop, I'm always clearing off my mat like this because I have two cats and they like to run around like crazy and they like to attack the yoga mat. So anyways, when you get to tabletop, turn the hands around backwards so that your fingertips face pointing the knees. Begin to shift and lightly modulate the weight around. I've really been enjoying starting my practice with this as the first movement, just to get into the hands, to the wrists, to explore deep sensation in a controllable way. Then bring your hands back to normal, fingertips face forward. Take a cow pose on your inhale, drop the belly, pull the heart forward. Take a cat pose on the exhale. Keep that flowing cow pose on the inhale. Cat pose on the exhale. Last one, cow pose on the inhale. Cat pose on the exhale. Come back to center. Right. And then sit back to the heels with the toes tucked or untucked. But I'm going to recommend maybe try doing this little toe seat with the toes tucked. It's a really good stretch for the feet and ankles and toes. Bring the hands to interlace in front of you. Take an inhale. Exhale, flip and push the palms forward, round the upper back, the space between the shoulder blades. Inhale, reach the hands up to the sky like seated cat-cow. Take a tiny back bend, lift the arms. Exhale, push forward like a little cat pose. Inhale, lift up like cow, stretch open. Exhale, push forward. Inhale, lift up, last one. On the exhale, cactus the arms, pull the elbows back and down. Bring the hands down to the floor, downward facing dog, press the hips up. As you get to downward facing dog, go ahead and lift the right leg up to the sky for three-legged dog. And then step the right foot through to the top of the mat, warrior two, as you rotate the left heel down. Rise up, open the arms, find your strong warrior two position. Let's take a few breaths here. You can either look forward over your right arm. You could look to your left side, or you could even close the eyes if you like, but wherever you're at, find the moment and find your stability in the legs and in the feet. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Turn to face forward into a runner's lunge. Plant the left hand down and twist the right arm up to the sky. Revolved side angle or easy twist. Breathe into the twist. Spine is long. Stay in the twist. Drop the left knee down. Begin to lift up and reach the right hand back for your left heel. Now, I don't expect you to make that connection necessarily because it's not there for me yet either. But what we're doing is we're energetically finding a tie between the right fingertips and the left heel as we reach back. The left hand naturally reaches up to the sky. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold into pyramid pose. Straighten the right leg, pull the hips back, and fold. This can be a nice place to use 2 yoga blocks if you have any. Just one more breath here. Nice and steady. Begin to shift forward, plant the hands on the ground, and step back to downward facing dog. As you get to your downward facing dog, take an inhale to roll forward to plank pose. Inhale, press and scoop the hips back for downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward into plank pose. Bend the knees. Exhale, scoop the hips back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to plank pose. Bend the knees. Exhale, scoop the hips back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward into plank pose. Exhale, bend the knees to a hover, and then scoop the hips back, down dog. Lift the left leg up to the sky, three-legged dog, and then step through left foot to the top of the mat for warrior two. Right heel rotates down, lift up. Feel free to flip the palms to face up this round. And then same thing, let the posture begin in your legs and then let the energy channel up the body from there. Ease and effort. We have a couple more breaths here. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Turn to face forward. Plant the right hand. Twist the left up to the sky. Keep pressing down through your big toe on your right foot as you twist. Drop the right knee down, lift up, and then begin seeking the right heel with your left fingertips. Right hand naturally seeks the sky, and just see what's there. I like to rock forward and back a little bit as I seek the connection. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold over the left leg for pyramid as the hips pull back, straighten through the left leg. I have my two blocks here, and just like I mentioned in the last posture, sometimes here I like to use the right foot as a pedal to shift my weight kind of forward and back in the pyramid pose. It brings nice awareness and proprioception, awareness to where we are in space. Okay, from here, shift forward, plant the hands down on the ground, step back to downward facing dog. And then from down dog, inhale, bend the knees, and then ripple forward into plank pose. Exhale, knees drop to a hover, scoop back, down dog. Inhale, roll into plank pose. Exhale, scoop back to down dog. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Exhale, scoop back, down dog. Inhale, roll into plank. Exhale, scoop back, down dog. Last one. Inhale, roll into plank. Bend the knees to a hover. Exhale, scoop the hips up, down dog. Lift the right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Step the right foot through to the top of the mat, warrior two. Open out. Find the moment. Better yet, find calmness and let the moment come to you. From here, let's reverse the triangle. Extend through your right leg, shift the weight up, and stretch through your right side body. From here, go into side angle pose. Start with the right forearm to your thigh. Left arm reaches overhead as if left foot to left hand was one line. And then reach the right arm up to mirror the left arm like you're gripping a beach ball above your head. So big effort in both legs, big effort in the core, effort in the arms. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, reverse the triangle. One more time. And then rotate the hands down to the mat. As you do so, come high onto the left toes again. Plant left hand, twist right arm up. Find the rotation. Inhale there. Exhale. Drop the left knee. Begin to lift up. Right hand seeks left heel. Seek new space. Inhale to get there. Exhale to fold into pyramid pose. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Shift forward, plant the hands. Step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, ripple forward into plank pose. Exhale, knees drop to a hover, and then the hips scoop up to down dog. Inhale, ripple forward into plank pose. Exhale, scoop back to down dog. Inhale, ripple into plank pose. Exhale, scoop into down dog. Left leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Step through to the top of your mat, warrior two. Rise. Strong like a warrior. Take a moment to feel compassion to yourself for taking the time to practice yoga when you could be doing anything. You chose to come here and try to better yourself and be in your breath and to be in the body. It's a wonderful thing. Reverse your triangle. Energy lifts up. Side angle pose. Rest left forearm to thigh. Right arm reaches overhead. And then find your strength. Left arm reaches up to match, like you're squeezing a volleyball overhead. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, reverse your triangle. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Plant your right hand. Left hand twist up to the sky. Feel free to come high onto your right toes. Inhale. Exhale, drop the right knee, stay into the twist. Left hand seeks right heel. Go for it. Inhale. Exhale, fold into pyramid pose. Find the stretch, find the sensation. When you're ready, plant the hands, downward facing dog. Inhale, ripple into plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga this time, lower halfway. Inhale, pull the hips through for upward facing dog. Exhale, roll the hips back and up for downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, step the right foot through to the top of the mat, warrior two. Take a moment to breathe as you stretch the arms out. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, side angle pose. Go right into this challenging variation if you like, with both arms reaching overhead like you're holding a basketball. I'm going to try to change the sport every time. And then inhale, reverse triangle. This time, half moon pose. Ardha Chandrasana. Right hand to the ground or to a block, or float the right hand off the ground. Left hand reaches up to the sky. Open the hips and stay in the balance. Fight to lift your left leg higher using your outer hip strength. Take a few breaths in your half moon pose. Slowly step back. As you step back, turn sideways to face toward the side of your space. Take an inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale to goddess squat, also known as horse stance. Heels in, toes out to the side. And then I'm going to take this version where I really sink into the stretch of it. The forearms can come to the inside of the knees or inner thighs, and you can let the hips drop. Keep long through the spine and shift the weight around. Mosey into deeper space in the hips if you want to do so. From here, go into forward fold. Heels go wide. Drop the head down. Take a few breaths into the nice deep stretch in the fold. Take a halfway lift, lengthen through the spine, and then come into Skandasana lunge at the back of your mat. From Skandasana, shift forward, plant the left hand down, quad stretch lizard lunge. So left hand down, right arm circles back to catch the left foot for the quad stretch. From the quad stretch, release. pyramid pose, fold. From pyramid pose, start to shift forward, plant the left knee down, and then lift up into your revolved lunge where you're trying to touch the right hand to your left heel. Maybe you find a connection. Maybe the quad stretch helped. Take an inhale. Exhale, hands to the ground, downward facing dog. Amazing work, my friends. Inhale, shift forward into a plank pose. Exhale, take chaturanga. Inhale, pull yourself through to upward facing dog. Exhale, come back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, step through to the top of your space. Rise up into a warrior two position and give yourself a chance to land. We're not rushing today. We're being strong in the poses. Inhale, reverse your triangle. Exhale, come right into this version of side angle pose, like you're holding a baseball. So bring the arms even closer together. Squeeze it in. And then reverse the triangle. Inhale up. This time, balancing half moon. Ardha Chandrasana. Half moon pose. The whole body opens. Breathe here. Start to step back. Embrace the wobbles. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, sink into goddess pose or horse stance. Same variation as last time. Option to bring your hands or your elbows or your forearms to the inner thighs, inner knees, and mosey yourself into a nice deep experience for the hips. And then from here we lower into wide-legged forward fold. Heels move out so the feet can be a little bit pigeon-toed here. Often that can lead to a slightly deeper sensation behind the legs. Take a halfway lift on your inhale into Skandasana lunge, back of the mat on the exhale. Begin to shift forward to the top of the mat. Plant the right hand down. Lizard lunge twist with a quad stretch. Sit in this one for a moment, knowing that maybe it's going to help that lunge coming up soon where we're reaching and twisting back, fingertips to heel. All right, release this pyramid pose, fold into your space. Feel the length in your pyramid pose. Try to stay long. And then come into our cross diagonal lunge, is I think what I've heard this one called. Cross diagonal lunge. Left hand seeks the right heel. Maybe it connects, maybe not. We're not attached to it. That's just the intention. And then take an inhale. Exhale, hands to the ground for downward facing dog. As we get to down dog, inhale, shift forward into plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, strong legs through that whole transition. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, step the foot through, warrior two. Once again, find your inner strength. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, side angle with the arms floating. Like you're gripping a coconut. Take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, half moon pose. Try out the balance. Embrace the transition, and the challenge is to try to rotate the gaze up toward the sky. Makes it quite a bit harder than looking down at the ground. Step back all the way to a wide-legged stance. Turn sideways. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, goddess pose. Hold the goddess in any way you like. I'm going to keep lowering into the lower version of the goddess because it just feels good on the hips. But express this one as you choose to do so. From here we go into wide-legged forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, skandasana lunge at the back of the mat. Begin to shift the weight forward. Plant the left hand down for revolved lizard lunge with a quad stretch. Find it and then breathe into it. Fold into pyramid pose. Cross diagonal lunge. Drop the knee. Right hand reaches for left heel. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the ground, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, step through, journey toward warrior two. Inhale, reverse triangle. Side angle pose. Find the energy as if you're holding and squeezing a cantaloupe melon between your hands. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, half moon pose. Try out the balance one more time. Begin to step the right foot back, turn sideways to star pose, and then sit into goddess pose. Hips go as low as you want. You don't have to go as low as I do, but you certainly can. And then option to modulate and shift the weight around. See what is there. Forward fold. Drop the head down and relax down. Halfway lift on an inhale. On the exhale, back of the mat, skandasana. Begin to shift to the top of the mat. Plant the right hand, revolved lizard lunge with a twist. Grab the foot for a quad stretch. If you just saw me kind of smack the ground, it's because there's a mosquito in here and it keeps biting me. And although I would love to live a peaceful life where I'm not harming any beings in the process, sometimes a mosquito just needs to get it real quick, you know? No offense to any mosquitoes out there, you know? It's all love at the end of the day. Go ahead and release this and fold into pyramid pose. From pyramid pose, go to cross diagonal lunge. Right knee drops and then seek the left hand to your right foot as you reach back. Take an inhale. Exhale, hands to the ground, downward facing dog. Ears open. Inhale, roll into plank pose. Drop the knees to a hover. Exhale, scoop the hips up, down dog. Inhale, roll forward. Drop the knees to a hover. Exhale, scoop back, down dog. Keep it flowing. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, scoop back, down dog. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, scoop back, down dog. Last one. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, scoop back, down dog. Lift the right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Step through for half pigeon pose. Hips drop down, chest lifts high, and then I have a challenge for you if you want it. So option one, you can always just fold into the pigeon pose, find some ease. Option two, this is a little more active, hands come to hips. And this can be done with a block under the hip. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up. Try not to use the hands very much. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward. I'm going to go 3 more. Inhale. Exhale, that's 1. Inhale. Exhale, that's 2. Inhale. Exhale, that's 3. And then lift up. All right, wherever you're at, take a moment. And then take another few breaths, just fully surrendering into the stretch. Begin to lift up, and then we'll slowly switch sides. You can transition to the other side in whatever way you'd like to get there. Okay, again, option 2, really just settle into the stretch in a way that feels good to you. Or if you're feeling a little spicy and want a little challenge, I'm going to cue hands to hips. You can do this with the hands or fingertips on the ground too. Just try to be light in the hands. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold. It's quite challenging. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold. And then just keep going here. And if this feels impossible, know that at one point it felt impossible to me. Right? But I just kept practicing. I kept getting lighter and lighter in the hands. Sometimes reaching the hands backwards can be a nice way to distribute the weight. And then over time, you build up the mobility and the strength. And it's really healthy for the hips to build this kind of strength at deep ranges of motion. We just have to be very patient with ourselves. All right, last 3. Last 2. And on 1. Whenever you want, just relax into the fold. Give yourself a few moments of ease. And then go ahead and sit up. Wrap your right leg around, and let's get deeper into the hips. So cross the right shin in front of the left shin for a seated sukhasana. We're going to fold forward. If you want to take double pigeon, you can have the right leg stacked over top of the left leg like so. Okay, I'm just not flexible enough to take double pigeon. That's why I can't demonstrate it, and I do this sukhasana fold instead. And the key to the sukhasana fold is really try to cross the legs across each other. Think knees near the heels. Instead of just crossing at the ankles, you want to try to cross the legs as much as you can. And then energetically, keep pressing both feet and both knees down towards the mat. I like to kind of wiggle my hips or shimmy the weight a little bit sometimes, just to find some control and awareness into where the pelvis is sitting. And start to lift up. Switch sides. Left leg crosses over the right. Really find a good cross. And then find a forward fold. This is where you could also take butterfly, Supta Baddha Konasana, or upright Baddha Konasana, just bound angle pose in the legs. And that's it. That's just another option if the Sukhasana or double pigeon doesn't fit right now. Our bodies are all very individual. And just based on even our bone structure, different things work for different bodies. So while some of us may feel a very deep sensational stretch here, some people may feel nothing at all. And that's not their fault. That might just be because their bones are in a position that prevents the muscles from being fully stretched in that way. Too much for me to try to explain here in this yoga class, but just want to recognize our individuality. We go ahead and open the legs either straight out in front of you or legs nice and wide, and take a seated forward fold just to stretch the hamstrings for a few breaths, a little counter stretch. And then once you feel done with that, begin to lay down on your back. Find a little bit of peaceful energy as you lay down. Place the hands either on your body or let the arms lay out by your sides. Readjust your head and neck to find total ease in your position, and then let yourself melt into the floor. Let everything just drift away. Let the practice drift away. Let whatever happened before this drift away. Let whatever will happen after this drift away. And give yourself the gift of having this moment just to witness your own divinity, your own majesty, your own magic, your own consciousness, your own soul. The Yoga Sutras of Patanjali say that once we've stilled the turnings of the mind, once the mind has become still, then the true self abides in its own true nature. Meaning, once the mind is in this place of stillness and calmness, then the true self, the soul, the witness, the seer, the self with a capital S, gets to be in witness and in consciousness of itself. This is a very beautiful state of consciousness, sometimes known as samadhi. Sometimes said as the goal of yoga is to cultivate this state of mind, where the true self can abide in its own nature. And it comes from the practice of stillness. This state of mind doesn't come from movement or fluctuations of the body, of the mind, of the breath. It comes from calmness, stillness, the energy that is found in meditation and shavasana, or maybe the kind that is found with a calm interaction between you and a tree, or you and a loved one. When you feel that the mind is no longer analyzing, describing, labeling, and the mind is at ease, at total acceptance of what is, so that there can be a clear pathway for the spirit to shine through. Begin to bring your awareness back to the physical body, maybe finding some small movements or stretches Or maybe just taking a cleansing deep breath in and out. And you can stay right where you are, or you can choose to come up to a seated position. I'm going to end the practice today by sharing a mantra. This mantra is essentially a prayer to help us remove obstacles from our path. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Koti Surya Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvadam. Om Gam Ganapate Namaha. Om Gam Ganapate Namaha. Om Gam Ganapate Namaha. I bow to you in all of your efforts today, in all of your ease. I thank you for joining for another yoga practice, and I hope you have a blessed and peaceful rest of your day. Let me know how this class went for you in the comments, and I hope to see you soon for another practice. Peace and love.